Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm still following the Cleopatra series, and we already did this a netted necklace, and we did this netted bracelet. So I was like, I want to do something else with Cleopatra because I really like the design. So I came up with this V-neck necklace and I'm just loving it. I don't know, maybe if it's design, maybe it's the colors of the stones as I used. I'm just loving it, so I can't wait to share it with you. And today we're gonna work on this tutorial, and I don't know, I just can't describe in words how much I love this necklace. So let me get the materials ready and we'll get straight to work. So let's get the materials ready for this necklace. If you notice, it has a lot of fire polish crystals on it, and it's Czech fire polish. So the only color I have enough of beads for the necklace, I have this light mint luster. So that's the word I'm gonna be using. And to match this, I'm gonna be using some dark green for the bottom netting. So this is gonna be the main colors, and of course my bugle beads, I'm using the same color. I have the only one color of bugle beads, and I think they just match with everything. And of course I have my cross beads, the gold tone cross beads, and I have my Pico 50 nose that I'm gonna be using with the crystal. So I want to match it with the cross beads. I don't want to get it to white colors because I already have brown, I have green, and I have gold. And then I will need my a clasp. I'm using a 3-hole clasp here, like this one. See, it's just perfect. And then of course I'm gonna need my Nymo size D. I'm gonna be using black one so it doesn't show up between the beads too much. You'll need size 10 beading needle. You will need a stop bead to start with, and of course you will need your scissors. So go ahead, get the materials ready. Thread your needle with comfortable length because we'll be adding a lot of thread here. So don't worry about getting a lot of thread. You don't want to get tangled up because this necklace needs patience. It's a lot of work, and here it's not netting. This one is netting, and there was no way for me to combine it into a V-neck without switching to something else. So this part is right angle weave. So here will be a bit tricky transferring to another stitch and then back to netting. And then because of the bugles, you can't really attach the 3-hole clasp to it. So we had to add another layer of just seed beads to attach the clasp. So there are a lot of tricky parts in this necklace, but I mean, I think it's just worth it. It's just worth the work, and the, you know, you're just gonna enjoy once it's done. So get the materials ready and we'll start to this necklace. So I have my initial materials ready. I have my bugle beads. I have my main color of beads I'm gonna be using, which is green. It's really nice green. I don't know if you can see, it's like a opaque green. It's, I think, transparent as well. You'll see once the knitting is started and you'll be able to see the colors. And then I have my cross beads. That's all I need for the netting for now. So we're just gonna do classic netting here, really. I'm gonna take my stop bead. I'm gonna leave about half a meter, half a yard tail, enough to add the clasp, at the one side of the clasp, because here you want to reinforce it several times as well. So just make sure you have enough. I'm gonna leave about half a meter exactly. So it's just a bit more than half a yard really. And I don't have a really long thread to be able to show you what I'm doing, but you just take comfortable length. Don't look what I'm doing. Don't take at what type of length I'm taking, because if I take too long, it's gonna be too long in the tutorial as well. So I'm gonna pick up 1 cross bead, 2 main color. These are all 11-0 Tohos, by the way. 1 cross bead, 2 main color, 1 bugle, 2 main color, and 1 cross bead. That's the start of our necklace. So I have 1 cross bead, 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color, 1 bugle, 2 cross bead, 2 main color bead, and 1 cross bead. So I'm gonna zoom in from now so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just gonna take it down to my stop bead. I'm upside down right now. This is actually the bottom of the necklace and this is the top. Once I have a couple of rows, I'm gonna turn it over. So I think I should zoom in a bit more. Don't know why it's so dark outside yet. I'm gonna pick up 2 main color. It's 5 bead netting, really. It's just 5 beads every time. You're not gonna get confused. It's 4 what you call 4 unit netting, so it's very simple. There are no funky turns or anything. So I'm gonna pick up 2 main color beads, 1 cross bead and 2 main color. And now I'm gonna go down the bugle bead. Just the bugle bead. Then I'm gonna pull my thread. That's 1. I think it's zoomed a bit too much. So I have 1 diamond ready. So netting is, you know, all the diamond shapes. So I'm gonna pick up 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color. And then I'm gonna go through that very first cross bead we added. Don't go through the stop bead. We're gonna remove that later. And now I'm gonna pick up 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color. And then I'm gonna go through this sticking out bead, cross bead. And pick up and go through straight down. You always go through the cross beads that are sticking out. The indented ones you just skip. And now I'm gonna pick up 2 main color, 1 bugle bead, 2 main color. The bugle bead here is just playing the role of a cross bead. In the normal netting, you would just have another cross bead here, but just because we add that bugle, it just gives it this nice look. So I'm just gonna skip that cross bead, which is bugle bead, and go to the next sticking out cross bead. And the second row of diamonds is ready. When did I turn it over? Okay. And now I'm gonna pick up 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color. Then I'm gonna go through bugle bead. I know it's hard to pull your thread here, so what you do, just hold the beads with your fingers and pull the thread. You're never gonna have a very high tension in this necklace because netting doesn't really allow you that, but it's all right, don't worry about that. So I have 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color. Go through the next sticky bead. 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color. And now I'm gonna go through this sticky bead here. See, it's sticking out, see? Side of the diamond. Two main color. Now I pick up bugle bead instead of cross bead. 2 main color. Then I'm gonna go through that cross bead. Two main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color, and then go down through the bugle bead. And now I think I can just flip it over. If you notice, see this necklace here. The small part is the upside and the double part is the down side of the necklace. So I'm just gonna flip it over so you see what we're doing. And we just continue like this, really. I'm just gonna do a couple more with you and then I'm gonna give you the numbers for the size of necklace you want. As always, well, not as always, I think it's the second time, I made my necklace in 16-inch. That's perfect for my neck. So if you have bigger or smaller, you will have to readjust the length accordingly. 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color. Then I'm gonna go through that sticky cross bead. We don't really go through green beads anymore. not anymore. We don't go through green beads at all. We just always cross. That's why they're called cross beads. That's where your thread always crosses. 2 main color, 1 bugle, 2 main color, and then through the top cross bead. 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color. So it's always 5 beads. It's either cross bead or bugle. And now we go down through that bugle. 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color. Then go down through that cross bead. 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color. Then I'm gonna go through that cross bead. 2 main color, 1 bugle bead, 2 main color, and through the top cross bead. 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color, and down through the bugle bead. 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color, and through that bottom cross bead. So you just continue all the way until you have one side of your necklace. So I'm going to show you here what we're doing. We started at the very top, and you have to continue all the way until you reach that V part. So you just need to get one side of your necklace ready, and then we're gonna meet again once we start adding this raw units of the netting. So go ahead and do that. I did my necklace 16-inch. So one side of my necklace has 39 bugle beads. So if you have 39 bugle beads and you want 16-inch necklace, you stop there, and we're gonna continue adding the raw netting. But if you want longer, just put it around you on one side of your neck, you know, get comfortable length, and keep on adding units. And then once you're done, meet me again here, and then we're gonna add that turn of the V-neck. Here's something I wanted to show you. I finished that short thread. I still didn't get the full length of one side, but I wanted to show you how to add threads. I will leave a link to a short video where I show you how to get rid of the tail and how to add the thread to netting. But here I want you to do something a bit different, because when you tie your knots usually end up blocking beads. And here beads you will have to come back through, because we're gonna add crystals. So when I add a new thread here, when I make knots, I don't make knots close to cross beads, because those cross beads would definitely have to go through. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make knots between the side beads. See these 2 beads? So I'm gonna make a knot between these 2. So if it ends up blocking one of the beads, it's fine. I can always find my way around it. Usually I still can go through knots, even, you know, worst case scenario, I just change my needle to size 12. But just so you don't end up blocking this cross beads that we definitely have to go through again to add the crystals, I will show you what I do. I'm just gonna go through some beads here. I'm gonna come up one of the in between those sides. So I'm just gonna take my needle through. I'm just gonna leave a short tail because I'm gonna cut it. So these 2 beads, or these 2 beads, or these 2 beads in between those sides, that's where you make the knots. You don't want to end up blocking the cross beads that we definitely have to go through. So I'm just gonna make one overhand knot between those 2 side beads, the green beads. So I'm just gonna take my needle through. See where I'm tying the knot? That's where, and then I'm just gonna pull both of them in. That's where I tied my knot. I'm gonna go up through that bead. I'm gonna go through the bugle, and I'm gonna come up again between those 2 green beads. And then here I'm gonna tie my second knot. I think 2 knots is pretty much enough here, because once we add the crystals and stuff, it's gonna be quite tense and it's not gonna come undone. So here I tie my second knot, and then I'm gonna come up that cross bead. That's where I stopped off. And then I'm just gonna continue my work adding beads. I know it's a bit sunny, but you should be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm gonna pick up 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color, and then I'm gonna come down the bugle bead. And then I'm just gonna continue. I just wanted to show you so you don't end up with knots between the cross beads. So that's how you add the thread here. So I'll see you once I have the full length of one side, and then we're gonna add that row unit. So I'm almost done with one side. I have my last bugle to add, and from here I want to show you how we're gonna transfer to the right angle weave here. So I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna pick up 2 main color, my last bugle, 2 main color. I'm gonna go to the top cross bead, I'm gonna pick up 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color. So that's my 39 bugles in place. Now I have to do the point where I can switch to right angle weave. So it means we have to add something else here, because you cannot build right angle weave on top of the bugle. So I'm gonna pick up 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color, go down through this cross bead, have to turn around, 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color. I'm gonna go through this cross bead. Now here normally I would add 2 main color, bugle, 2 main color, but instead of the bugle we're gonna switch to just beads, and I will need some 50 rows here. I just need 6 50 rows for the right angle weave. So I'm gonna pick up, as normal I would pick up 2 main color, and instead of the bugle I'm gonna pick up 1 50 row, 2 main color, 1 50 row, 2 main color, 1 50 row. And then after bugle I would normally pick up 2 main color. So here, instead of the bugle, I picked up 1 50 row, 2 main color, 1 50 row, 2 main color, 1 50 row. And then on the sides as normal, 2 main color beads. And then I'm gonna continue as normal to the top bead. I just switched the bugle to something else so I can add a right angle weave on top of that. And then I'm gonna continue 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color. And then I'm gonna go down. You would be going down through the bugle. We don't have the bugle here, so I'm gonna go through the beads that we took instead of the bugle. That's 1 50 row, 2 main color, the 50 row, 2 main color, and then the last 50 row. So those serve as a bugle here. So I just went through all of them. Then I'm just gonna pull my thread here. I'm gonna continue 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color, go down through that last sticky bead. So now that's where we start adding the right angle weave units, but I just want to make sure I didn't mess up in the video, so I'm gonna be back in a minute. Okay, the video seems fine. So from here we're gonna add the right angle weave units, and to start right angle weave unit I need to be in these 2 beads. So what I'm gonna do, I'm right now here, so I'm just gonna skip to these 2 beads. I'm just gonna come back around, go down, some beads here. I'm just following the natural path of the thread here to come back to these 2 beads. Doesn't have to be exactly the same way as I'm doing, but you can do the way you like. Oh, no, not here. I have to go through those 15 hours and stuff. And then I'm almost there. Okay, so that's where I'm supposed to be to start my right angle weave. So these 2 beads are gonna be the bottom side of the first right angle weave. I'm gonna pick up 6 main color beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 main color beads, and I'm gonna go back through those 2 beads. That's gonna be our first right angle weave unit. So right angle weave unit has 4 sides. So our unit has 8 beads, so that's 2 beads each side. It looks wonky, but don't worry about it, it will get fixed on the go. So now I have to add the second unit here. And when you add the second unit in right angle weave, your thread has to be coming out of either this side or these 2 beads. So we're just gonna follow the path of the thread. I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna go through this side. Now, because where my thread is located, I cannot be coming out of this side. So I can go out of this side. So I'm just gonna go down and then go through these 2 beads. And now when we're adding the second right angle weave, we already have 2 sides of the right angle weave. So I just pick up 4 main color beads. And now I'm gonna go down this side. And if I pull my thread, you'll see the second square. And now we skip further, following the path of the thread. And now I have to be coming out of this or this thread. Since I came out this way, I cannot go straight. In right angle weave, you don't go straight, you always make turns. So instead, I just go up these 2 beads. And now I pick up 4 main color beads. Then go back through these 2. That's why I say these 2 beads from, if we didn't add this bead here, it would have been a bugle, and you cannot do with the bugle what I'm doing now. And that's the 3rd square. And I'm gonna go up through those beads. To this side. And this. See, my thread again has to be coming out of that way or that way. Since my thread is going that way, there's no way I can come back through here. So I'm just gonna go down. I'm covering it with my fingers because I'm just trying to hold the beads in place to pull my thread. And then I'm gonna go through those 2 beads. And then I'm gonna pick up 4 main color. Then I'm gonna go down this side. And that's the 4th square ready. And now we have to add the last one. And now because of the path of my threads, I can come out this side of the square. And now I'm gonna pick up 4 main color. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'm gonna come back through this side. And that's the first row of right angle weave ready. Now I'm gonna skip to the up to here to start the second row. then up these 2 beads. And here, because we have only bottom side of the square, I'm going to pick up 6 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to go through the other side of that bead. And now I have to add the second square here. So I'm just going to take my thread through the beads, through these 2, these top 2. And then again, it has to be coming out of this way or up. And because of the path of my thread, I will have to come through the bottom 2. These 2. And now I'm going to pick up 4 beads. They go down the side of the first square. That's the second unit of right angle weave on our second row. I'm going to finish this row with you, and I'm going to let you continue on your own to add 3 more rows. It has to be a square shape in total. So see, we have 5 units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have to have 5 rows of 5 units. And now I came out of there, I go up, pick up 4 main color beads, go through these 2. That's gonna create our third square of the second row. No, don't do that. Please don't do that. Okay. Almost got tangled. Okay. And now we have to add the 4th square. So I'm just gonna take my thread through some beads. And then I'm just gonna pull my thread and then go through these 2. I realize this project is by no means for beginners. So if you're not very familiar with right angle weave, this might be quite difficult. I'm gonna pick up 4 beads, go down this side. Then I'm gonna come back around. Then I'm gonna go up these 2 beads, because I cannot go straight to these 2 beads because that will be creating a new path. That's not where your threads are. In right angle weave, you don't go straight. You always make right turns, meaning right turns, 90-degree turns. It's either to the left or to the right. So pick up 4 beads and then go through these 2. And that's gonna finish off our second row of right angle weave. Then I'm just gonna go up to these 2 beads. And here I'm gonna let you continue on your own. Make 3 more rows of right angle weave, and then we're gonna continue from there. That's where we're gonna add the second side of our V-shaped necklace. So I'm finishing my right angle weave unit, and I'm gonna add the last unit with you. So I'm coming out of here, I'm going up the 2 beads here, pick up 4 main color beads, go down through this side, and then connect it to this side. And now, before doing anything, I'm gonna lay down my necklace. Remember, this side is the up, so when we wear the necklace, it will be like this. This is the V point, this is the one side. Now we have to add this side. So that's where we have to add our netting again. See where we are? So now, before we start adding the netting, on this side of the right angle weave, I want to duplicate the beads of this side. So I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna take my thread to these 2 beads. And before I go up this side, that's where I'm supposed to add my netting. See, I have a cross beads and 50 knots between the beads here. That's exactly what I want to do on this side. So at the bottom here, if you notice, I have 1 cross bead. I'm going to pick up 1 cross bead, and then I'm going to go up. And then after that I have a cross bead. I'm gonna pick up one cross bead and I'm gonna go through the next set of 2 beads. And then here I have 50 no's. I'm gonna pick up 50 no. I'm gonna go through these 2 sets of beads. And then again I have 50 no. I'm gonna pick up 50 no, go through the next set of beads. And then again I have the last 50 now. Then I'm gonna go through the last 50 now. And here on the top you have a cross bead. You don't add the cross bead here. What you do, you take your thread through that cross bead. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna add the second side of the netting. I'm gonna continue exactly the same way as it was here. Pick up 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color. And then I'm gonna go down through 50 now, 2 main color, 50 now, 2 main color, and then 50 now. Because this part, remember, serves as the bugle. And then take my thread through. And then I'm gonna pick up 2 main color, cross bead, 2 main color. Then I'm gonna go through the bottom cross bead. That's why we added those beads. So we are creating the shape of our netting, the base of our netting. That's where I come at. And then I'm gonna pick up 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color. Go back down through this cross bead here. We're just doing the netting now. We're just gonna continue this way. I'm gonna add 2 bugles with you. Here we have to add the bugle. I'm gonna pick up 2 main color, 1 bugle, 2 main color. And then I'm gonna go through that top cross bead. Then I'm gonna pick up 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color, go down through the bugle bead. Then I'm gonna pick up 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color, and then go through that top, the bottom cross bead. See how it's coming up? 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color, go through that cross bead. Two main color, 1 bugle, 2 main color. Then I'm gonna go through that top cross bead. And now I want you to go ahead and continue your necklace until you have the same number of bugles like on this side, depending on the length you are doing. Mine is 39 bugles. I'm gonna continue until I have 39 bugles on this side. Then we're gonna add the clasp and then we're gonna embellish it with crystals. So go ahead, finish this side exactly the same length as you have the first side, and then we're gonna continue from there. Now I'm almost done with the necklace with the second side. I'm about to add my last bugle, so I wanted to continue from here with you. I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna get my beads here. Okay, I'm gonna pick up 2 main color, my last bugle, and 2 main color. Then I'm gonna go through that top cross bead. I'm gonna pick up 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color, and then go down through the bugle bead. I don't have any bugles to add anymore. Now we're just finishing this side and gonna add the place where we're gonna attach the clasp. So I'm gonna pick up 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color, go through that bottom cross bead. I'm gonna pick up 2 main color, 1 cross bead, 2 main color, and then go through that cross bead. And now here our netting is done. That's the last diamond we add. And here we add that ridge on this part where we're gonna attach the clasp. So for that, I'm gonna pick up 9 beads of the main color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So I picked up 9 beads. Just wanna make sure it's all nice and tight here. And then I'm gonna go through that top cross bead. Now I'm gonna go with my thread through some beads here, come back and reinforce this. Just gonna go through the top 2 beads. I'm gonna go down here, through the bugle, through some beads. Doesn't matter where you go, just as long as you come back down here. Where's my thread? Okay, here. Go through some beads. Then the last cross bead here. Then I can reinforce all those 9 beads. Then I'm just gonna go straight through the cross bead here. Well, I can't. So I'm just going through all those 9 beads again. And now I have to add the clasp, but again I have to come back here. So again I'm gonna go through some beads. Go down this way this time, so I just don't go through the same beads all over again. Just making my way back to that ridge. Okay, and then back up to this cross bead. And now I have to add my clasp, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna zoom in even more for you to see. We have to attach the clasp this way. So basically all those 3 holes are gonna be on top of that ridge. And now what I'm gonna do, I hope this time it zooms in properly. This is my second try, by the way. First time it didn't work. So I'm gonna come out of the first bead of the 9 first bead of the 9 beads. I'm going to come out here. I'm going to pick up 1 main color bead. I'm going to drop it down, and here I'm going to pick up my clasp and go through the first hole of the clasp. I'm just going to lie next to there, and then I'm going to go back through the bead we added, and then I'm going to come back through the second bead of the 9 beads. That way, that bead we added is going to be centered on top of the second bead. See, it's going to be on top of the second bead once we reinforce it. I'm just going to go back up again through that bead we added, go through the clasp, then I'm going to go down through the same bead again. We're reinforcing it so our clasp is nice and strong. And now here I'm gonna go through the 3rd and 4th bead of the 9 beads. And then I'm gonna make sure my thread is pulled nice and tight here. See? The first bead we added is now centered on top of the second bead. Now I'm going to pick up the second main color bead. I'm just going to pick up another one that seemed a bit smaller. Second main color bead, drop it down. Now I'm going to go through the second hole of the clasp. I'm gonna go back down the same bead we added. And now I'm just gonna make sure it's pulled nice, and I'm gonna come back through the 5th bead of the 9 beads. So that bead we just added is gonna be centered on top of the 5th bead once we reinforce it. It's almost centered now. And now I'm gonna reinforce. I'm gonna go back up through the bead we added. Go through the clasp. Go back down the bead we added. Make sure you pull your thread nice and tight here. And now here, I'm gonna go through the 6th and 7th bead of those 9 beads. And now here, I'm gonna pick up last bead of the clasp. Drop it down. I'm gonna go through the last hole of the clasp. I'm gonna come back down through the bead we added. Just make sure it's nice and tight. And now here, I'm gonna come back through the 8th bead of the 9 beads. So that last bead we added is gonna be centered on top of that bead. Now, see? It's almost there. Now we're gonna reinforce it. Go back up through that bead we added. Go through the clasp. Go back down through the last bead we added. And now I'm gonna take my thread through the last 9th bead of the clasp and straight through that cross bead. And that's where I'm gonna stop. That's where we finish this side. But don't tie off your thread if you have a long thread. If you do have a short thread, tie it off. We're gonna add a new one, but I have quite a long one. So I'm gonna stop here. Now, what I want you to do, make sure you have your necklace nice and straight, and then attach the other side of the clasp to the second side. Just remove this stop bead, add those 9 beads like we did here, and add the clasp the same way that we did on this side. But I have a small recommendation. Don't remove your clasp like this and then try to attach it here, because you might end up getting twisted. What if you end up adding clasp this way? And then there is no way you're gonna be able to clasp your necklace. Just make sure it's attached, and then attach it to the next side. And once you are done with that, we're gonna add the crystals. So go ahead, finish off the next side. You can tie off the end of the tail here once you add the second side of the clasp, because it's too short to do anything else with it. So go ahead, reinforce that side several times as well. Get rid of the tail, and then we're gonna add the crystals. So I attached the second side of the clasp. I got rid of the tail there. I had a really small tail left, so got rid of it. I still have the tail, the thread from the first side we added, and that's where we're gonna start adding our crystals. If you see, I have my 50 nose and my crystals ready. I removed everything else. We don't need anything else here anymore. So now, on the first side, if you remember, we came out of the top cross bead, and that's where we stopped. And now that's where we're gonna start adding the crystals. In the beginning, it's gonna be a bit weird because we're gonna add here, and then we're gonna add here, then we're gonna go back, add here, and then we're gonna reinforce, and then we're gonna get into routine adding here, here, then we're gonna turn back, add here, then we're gonna turn back, add here, and then we're just gonna, you know, go up and down, up and down. But in the beginning, it's gonna be a bit different because we have one unit here right at the back, so we will have to turn back at one time. So now I'm just gonna go ahead, take my thread, come through the middle of those 2 beads on top. And then I'm gonna take my thread through. I'm gonna pick up 1 50 no, 1 crystal, 1 50 no. That's what you always pick up. 1 50 no, 1 crystal, 1 50 no. And then I'm gonna go down the bugle bead. Now I'm gonna pick up 150 now, one crystal, 150 now. And then I'm gonna go down through the cross bead at the bottom. And now I have to turn back to add one here. So I'm gonna come out in between those two beads. It's a bit tight here because remember so many times we reinforced here. So you might struggle a bit. So I came out between those two beads. I'm gonna pick up one crystal, 150 now, one crystal, 150 now. That's what you always pick up. 150 now, one crystal, 150 now. And now I'm gonna come out of that cross bead here. And now that gives me a chance to reinforce those 9 beads of the clasp all over again. So I'm just gonna go through all those beads. And that's gonna make our clasp even more stronger. So just enough space to go through one more time. And now I'm gonna take my needle here because this is where we have to start adding, and then from here it's gonna be routine. We're gonna add here, go up, down, add here, go up, down, add here. So now first we have to get down here. So I'm just gonna go through the beads. And then I'm just gonna come here through the cross bead. See? And that's where we're gonna start our routine. I'm gonna pick up one cross bead, 150 now, one crystal, 150 now. And I'm gonna go straight through that middle bead here and then straight through the cross bead. My thread, and now here I'm gonna pick up 150 now, one crystal, 150 now, and then go through the bugle bead. I'm gonna pick up 150 now, one crystal, 150 now, and then I'm gonna come down through that middle. See, I take the second bead and then straight through the cross bead down. And now here we have to skip here, but you're not gonna just take your thread through because it will stick out. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna go through the beads and come out from this cross bead here. That's what you're gonna do every time you come back, have to go down to that place. Then come out of the cross bead. And then here continue 150 now, one crystal, 150 now. And then I'm gonna go through the top, through the middle of the top, and then straight through the cross bead. $150 now, one crystal, 150 now, and through the bugle. $150 now, one crystal, 150 now, and then second bead here and straight through the cross bead. And now again, I have to come down here. I'm not gonna just skip through, that will show my thread. So I'm gonna go through the beads. And come out of the cross bead. And then continue. 150 now, one crystal, 150 now, and here through the middle of those two and straight through the cross bead. 150 now, 1 crystal, 150 now, through the bugle. $150 now, 1 crystal, 150 now, and then down here through the middle and through the cross bead. I'm gonna do this one more time with you, and then from there you'll continue yourself. Here now, see, we have to again skip down here, so we're gonna go through the beads, through the bugle here, and through some beads here to come out of that cross bead. And now again, 50 now, crystal, 50 now, and then go through that middle there and straight through the cross bead. $50 now, crystal, 50 now, straight through the bugle. And now again, 50 now, crystal, 50 now, down this bead here and straight through the cross bead. Now again, you have to skip here and continue all the way until you reach the V part. So stop until when you have 1-2 beads left here to add, and then we're gonna continue from there to embellish this part, and then we're gonna again go through those netting. So go ahead, finish this side, and then we'll continue from there. Now I've reached almost the end, so I wanted to do the transfer here from netting to the right angle weave with you. So I'm just gonna zoom in here. See, I still have 1, 2, 3, 4 diamond shapes before I get to the right angle weave netting. I'm just gonna zoom a bit. I'm gonna pick up 150 now, 1 crystal, 150 now. Go through those middle beads, through those two, between those two middle beads, and then go through that cross bead. And then I have to come down here. So I'm just gonna go through this bead here. Then I'm gonna go through all those beads. And then I'm gonna go down this 2 beads and the cross bead. Now I'm gonna pick up 50 now, crystal, 50 now, then go down here. Then I have 2 left, 2 diamond shapes. This one here, then this one. So I'm gonna pick up 150 now, 1 crystal, 150 now, and then I'm gonna go through up through all those beads here. 50 now, here. It might be a bit tight here because those 50 nows we've been through several times already, but you should be able to get through. That's the last time we're going through those 50 nows, so it's fine. And now the last one here. I'm gonna pick up 150 now, 1 crystal, 150 now. Then I'm gonna go through here and then through that cross bead. And now we are done with the netting. We've added all the crystals to the netting, and now we have to do the row here. So now just where I'm coming out, see, I'm coming out of top cross bead, I'm gonna pick up 150 now, 1 crystal, 150 now. I'm gonna go through these 2 beads here, and then our crystal will just lie straight. That's how you want it. You don't want your crystals end up lying this way. You want them all lying straight. So I'm gonna pick up 150 now, one crystal, 150 now. See where my thread is coming out of? See, that's how we're gonna go across. And now I'm gonna go through these 2 beads here. And again, my crystal is gonna pop up straight. That's what you want. 50 now, crystal, 50 now. Then I'm gonna go, see, straight through these 2 beads. Pick up 50 now, crystal 50 now, then go through these 2 beads here. It might be a bit tricky because we have crystal there, but you can do it. Here. And then the last one in this row, 50 now, crystal, 50 now. Then go through these 2 beads here, the bottom 2 beads. And now what you want to do, you want to start the second row. So what I'm going to do, see where my thread is coming out of, I'm going to go through all those bottom beads, come down, and then come out of these 2 beads. So it's quite hard to do it on top because of the crystals. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to flip it over. See, you see the netting. So I have to go up, here, here, and come out of this 2. So I'm going to go through these 2 beads here. Go through these 2 beads. Come down here. And then these 2 beads, that's where we're supposed to be. Then I can flip it over. I'm gonna pick up 150 now, 1 crystal, 150 now. And now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go down those 2 beads. That's gonna pop our crystal straight. Look, see? 150 now, 1 crystal, 150 now. And then go down those 2 beads. $150 now, crystal, 150 now. Then go down this 2. So basically we are putting our beads, the crystals diagonally on top of those squares. 150 now, 1 crystal, 150 now. Again, down those 2 beads. 150 now, 1 crystal, 150 now. Down those top 2 beads. Here, those 2 beads. And now, here, what we're gonna do, we're gonna continue adding this way. 50 now, crystal, 50 now. Go down these 2 beads here. See? 50 now, crystal, 50 now. Go up this way. So I think you got the drill here. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna continue all the way down. Again, bring your bead down here, your needle. When you end up here, you're gonna take your needle down again through this here, go all the way up, and then again go down here, and then you're gonna finish here. I'm gonna meet you there. So we're gonna take the needle up here and then continue the netting. So finish this row units, and then we'll continue from there. So I'm almost at the end. Now we're gonna add the last crystal of the row and then continue with our netting here. So I'm gonna pick up 150 now, 1 crystal, 150 now, and then go through these 2 beads. And that's the end of our V part. Look at this, isn't it gorgeous? And now we have to get to this point. So here it's quite hard to navigate on top of the crystals. So I'm gonna flip it over. That's where I have to be. So I'm just gonna take my needle through beads to come up there. So I'm gonna go through these 2 beads. I'm gonna zoom in a bit here. Go down. Go through these 2 beads. Go through these 2. I'm just taking it through the existing path. You don't want to go just straight because you'll end up with threads there. You don't do that in the right angle weave. Here. And now here what you want to do, if you notice at our netting, this is where you want to start, and then you would come down here and then come back. So where you want to start to be able just to go back up and down, up and down, up and down, you want to start here. So I'm going to take my needle there. So if I take this way, this way, this way, this way, yeah, that's how you bring it to the top. So I'm just going to go through these beads here. Go through these 2 beads. Through these 2. Go up these 2. I know it's a bit probably dark because of all the dark beads, but all I'm doing is just taking my thread through the beads to be able to come up on top there. And now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go straight through these 2, through the cross bead and through that one of the top beads. And now I'm gonna flip over my work because the crystals you add on this side. And then from here I can continue adding my crystals. I'm gonna do 1 or 2 rows with you, and then I'm gonna let you continue on your own until the end. So I'm gonna pick up 150 now, 1 crystal, 150 now. And here you have to go through all those beads here. Through that 50 now, 2 crystals, 50 now, 2 crystals, and 50 now. It's gonna be a bit tight, but that's the last time you're going through those 50 nows now. So you should be able to get your needle through. If you think you cannot do that, change your needle to a smaller size. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm just gonna get my tools. When I cannot get my needle through, I just, my pliers, and just pull my needle through. That's it. You can switch your needle here if you can't get through, but you should be able to. And now I'm gonna pick up 150 now, 1 crystal, 150 now, and then I'm gonna go through that top cross bead here. And then I'm gonna go through this, come out in the middle of those 2 beads, pick up 1 crystal, 150 now, 1 crystal, 150 now, 1 crystal, 150 now. That's what you always pick up. And then go through that cross bead here. And now, again, we should be able to come out here, but you're not gonna take your thread just across like that. What you're gonna do, I'm just gonna skip through those 2 beads. Come through the bugle, come back up here. And in the middle of those 2 beads. And it's from here, it's a routine really. You just go up and down, up and down. I'm just gonna do a couple more crystals with you and then let you finish it off. 150 now, 1 crystal, 150 now. Go through the bugle. $150 now, 1 crystal, 150 now. Go through that bottom cross bead. Come out in the middle of those 2 beads. 150 now, one crystal, 150 now. Go through that cross bead. And then again, I have to come out here, so I'm gonna take my needles through those beads, through the bugle, through those beads, cross bead. Oh, don't do that, please. Okay, and that in the middle of those two beads. And I'll just let you continue on your own here. All you have to do is just keep on adding crystals until very end. And at the very end, don't forget to reinforce that part again. Just go through that part one more time and then tie a couple knots and then get rid of the tail. And then we're gonna have a look at all our Cleopatra necklaces and bracelets. So I went ahead and finished the necklace. Here's the one we made. Attached the clasp on the other side and finished off all the crystals. Isn't it just gorgeous? I just love the green at the back. I don't know if you can really see, but it's just a really gorgeous color. I don't know, some people just love green, some people don't, so it's really up to your taste. I'll leave you codes for both of the necklaces I made. This is my favorite. Here I used some cashmere AB fire polish, and here is, I think, light mint. Anyways, I will leave all the color codes, all the numbers, grams, number of crystals I used in the description, so don't forget to check it out before you start the project, because you need quite a bit of stuff here. A lot of this main color beads, and then bugles depends on how long, you know, all the numbers I leave is for 16 inch. Depending on how long you're making your necklace, the number is gonna vary, but it's not gonna be super different, so you can just, you know, navigate around those numbers, and you end up with this gorgeous necklace. But if you don't have the crystals yet, because for this necklace I used about 275 crystals, I think. If you don't have the crystals, you can make this ones for now. This one's it's gorgeous. This bracelet was the first one I made. I just woke up with the idea, can you imagine it? And from there I just started making all this stuff, and I think I will still continue doing stuff with this project because I just really love that bugle in the middle, and you know, there's all sorts of things. I started working on the bracelet to match this one, but I ran out of crystals, so I just have to wait until I get more crystals, and then you have a lot of things to work on anyway for now, because they take time, they take a lot of patience, they take a lot of material, so once you finish this all, you'll have a lovely set of jewelry. So stay tuned, I'll be making more of the Cleopatra. I might do something else in between. I don't want you to get tired of this set because this is my favorite, and I want to make sure I come out with nice ideas. And I think I will be working on Cellini maybe, or chenille stitch for now, show you how to make bangles and bracelets, but I will come back to it. I definitely will come back to it. Maybe, you know, from the middle make earrings, or you know, I tried to make earrings with the bugles, but I don't know, it's just not coming out right, so I'm just thinking to take that middle part to make matching earrings. I am already working on the bracelet to match this necklace, so that will come out soon, but I don't know when. I don't have enough crystals to finish that yet. But stay tuned. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and don't forget to check out the description box below the video. Stay tuned, like the video if you did, leave your comments in the comments section. Feel free to ask any questions, I'll be happy to answer, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.